I attended a great punk concert over the weekend. It's the 1980s band X from Los Angeles, so I'm ready for the week. One of my roles here is director of the Clinical Informatics Center, and that was started by my predecessor, Chris Lehman, who many of you know. Mujib Bassett was the interim director, and he's returning to be the associate director. The CIC, as it's known, is funded partly by the university and partly by the health system, and that's really important because it addresses health system problems. The CIC has several different teams. Today I'm going to spend a bit of time telling you about the data science team. Kelsey Marble is the supervisor of the team. She studied math and systems engineering, and she worked in ambulatory operations at UT Southwestern as a workflow analyst. What's unique about Kelsey is that she has a deep understanding of technology and of clinical workflows. That means that she has a deep understanding of the data because she knows where it comes from, why it's there, and its potential uses, and importantly, its limitations.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Marble. I work with the data science team in the CIC, and we primarily support operations and research projects that need data analytics support. So we work with the requester and then health system administration to provide data and analysis around the projects. So on our team we have 5 data scientists, and we have a postdoc who primarily works on our Cosmos analysis and publishing those projects. We have 2 PhD data scientists who work primarily on machine learning, and we are working on our first custom epic model here, which is very exciting. And then the remaining data scientists typically look at transactional event-based data in the system and analyzing the progression over time, as opposed to just looking at the records. We look at what happened in between each encounter to determine trends and patterns using that. So one project we're working on is around guideline-directed therapy and looking at the patient progression over time to see when the patient became eligible for the drug based on those certain criteria, and then when they received the drug, and to see what happened in between those 2 time points. Another project is working with the CDS team on an OPA to determine if a patient should not receive certain orders because of a study that they are enrolled in, and determining if that OPA is working correctly.
What drives me in my work is the 2 valleys of death that prevent promising scientific discoveries and digital innovations from being developed into new therapies that can be tested on people, and then that are hopefully adopted into routine use. The CIC data science team addresses the first valley of death. Developing a predictive algorithm from retrospective data is a complex task. You probably realize that most of the literature in AI describes the development and testing of these algorithms on retrospective cohorts, but almost none of them reach clinical practice. This paper illustrates that point really well. During COVID, there were hundreds of algorithms developed applying AI to clinical data. Van Kemmel and team reviewed 62 COVID algorithms, and they found that 0 of them were of potential clinical use in spite of their great performance. Why is that? There's so many reasons. According to the paper, there's 85 factors that can affect the uptake of digital therapeutics in a health system. You're going to see this slide a lot because it motivated the work of my team at the Center for Digital Transformation of Health at the University of Melbourne. The reasons new discoveries or digital innovations are rarely adopted into healthcare fall into different categories, ranging from technical to human to clinical to organizational. The CIC data science team works in these first 2 circles. They understand the data and how to gain insight from it, and they build into their processes ways to decrease the failures at the technical-clinical interface, which is that first valley of death. Mujib is the faculty lead of this team, and they meet weekly to problem solve and ensure that their work is informed by clinical knowledge and has clinical validity. Well, this week is packed full of more get-to-know-you meetings, which are a really fun part of this job. Next week, I'll be talking about the Masters in Health Informatics, where we train up and coming innovators and leaders. And I'll leave you with our small white husky named Shai. Being from Melbourne, Shai's never experienced this heat before, but she has discovered the beauty of jumping in the pool and rolling in the bushes. Her biggest obsession, though, is digging for bunnies. Hope you have a wonderful week.